Cole Shoults is one of the Rockets' top tennis players in both singles and doubles. A pre-med biochem major, he's a Dean's List student who took an interesting path to the sport he loves.
Cole Shoults has been playing tennis since he was 4 years old, and the junior from Indiana is poised to be one of the Rocket leaders on and off the court this season.
I wouldn't say I'm like the most naturally gifted or pretty player to watch. There's definitely some guys on the team who are a little bit more nice to watch, but maybe just a mental toughness on the court and knowing that physically I can, take it to the other person, which, isn't always the case in tennis. When you think of tennis, it's not the most physical sport maybe, but I think I'm trying to bring a little bit of that with me every time I get on the court.
Well, I think Cole's going to be one of our best players, and a lot of it's because of up here. I heard him say, he's not the most gifted. I mean, he's got a lot of talent, but most of all, he's physically very imposing, and he competes for every point all the time. Practice court, match court. So I think he's going to be one of our best players, a lot because of the physicality and the toughness that he brings.
Focus, mental toughness, physically imposing, attributes Shoults learned from a young age when he practiced Taekwondo. His father is a martial arts teacher, and the lessons learned as a youth are still paying off.
It's still definitely ingrained in me. Like, I would say a big part of who I am came from the first 13 years of my life that I spent doing that. For me, Taekwondo was just that introduction to discipline for the first time, and then after that was translated into everything else that I did. But mentally, if you're doing martial arts or Taekwondo against another person, it is like a one-on-one, and that's the same with tennis. All the physical attributes that I learned from martial arts kind of transferred over. Balance is a huge thing that I balance stability, and then just kind of overall strength and knowing where my body is kind of something I learned through that.
Yeah, our sport is way harder than people realize from the mental side because it really gets in your head. You've got to be strong, and you've got to at the same time have a clear mind when you're playing.
There's this saying that discipline is freedom, and so for sure that has helped me in the past year. Because we believe that if you're disciplined, stuff that's going on around you doesn't necessarily have as much of a negative impact, or doesn't have the opportunity to have that negative impact on you, because you know what you need to do, and no matter what's going on around you, you kind of have a set idea of where you're going and what you're trying to do.
Do you ever go out on the court with your black belt and try to intimidate your opponent?
No, but my teammates like to pretend and remind me that I could always take it to the other guy if things go dirty, but you don't see that very often in tennis matches.
For Rocket Roundup, Mark Coots, BCSN.